I love answering questions. I love being able to explain things to you. So this morning we have a couple of questions here that came in. One's from Adami Rick 337. His question is, what about the cables you use in your slabs? Are they supposed to be loose, or do you consider that post-tension? Number one, we do not do post-tension. These cables are called a retention cable system. Years ago, we had the engineers come in and engineer this. It's created for one purpose only, uplift, okay? Post-tension, that's to pull the slab back together and eventually get some structural issues, okay? That's not what this is. Let me make it quite clear. Now, let me explain to you. Retention cable system. We put a grid of cables. They're laid on top of the ground. They're not tight, they're just laid down, okay? Attached to every post. There's a grid of cables within that system. From post to post, there's one that goes angle 45. And then what we do is we pour all the concrete on top of these cables. Now they're all attached to each post with a large anchor bolt, okay? And they're tied, and they're tied, everything's tied together as one. So all the weight of the slab is now transferred to the outer perimeter of the building, okay? There's two types of winds you got to be concerned with in this world. Headwind, uplift, okay? Headwind, the reason that post frame works so well there is every post is anchored in the ground every 3 feet, every 10 feet, typically, and some even closer than that, depending on the engineering. So what that means, when the wind hits this building, all these posts are working together as one. You're not going to shear just one post. You're going to have to shear all those posts simultaneously in order to make this building fold over, okay? Unlike other structures, steel and stick frame, they're just sitting on top of the slab with the anchor bolts, okay? You'd have to shear all these posts that are anchored in the ground 3 feet. Now, the purpose of the cable retention system is uplift. Uplift is, let's say a tornado is moving around, bad storm, whatever, and they're trying to just suck things up. The only way to stop that is dead weight. So what we designed many, many years ago was we transferred the dead weight of the concrete to the outer perimeter of the building. So in a Mallett building, because of the retention system and because all those cables are tied together, tied to every post, theoretically you'd have to lift the whole slab because all the cables are under the slab, right? If you try to move anything in that building from an uplift standpoint, you have to raise the whole slab. Highly unlikely. But if it ever does happen, you don't want to be around, I promise you that. But that's the answer to that question. If you have any more questions concerning